Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Stranger Things, issue number 3 from IDW and Dark Horse Comics. So yeah, we start off this issue with Donatello messing around with some equipment to basically try to help Raph and Eleven get out of the illusion that Baxter Stockman has put them in. And within the illusion, Baxter Stockman is trying to convince Eleven to open up the door, which will open up the gateway. And he's basically trying to say that, like, he's in control. He tries to use the turtles and Eleven's past to, I don't know, manipulate them. But Raph is able to come up with some words of wisdom and convince Eleven that you don't need to be controlled by your curses. You don't need to be controlled by the people who created you. Every choice you make adds up. And maybe you started off as a test subject, but you're not a mistake. You're you. And just the more you go through life, the more you'll become, in a sense. And if Baxter Stockman is really in control, he wouldn't be trying to do his best to tell you that he's in control. He would just be in control. So he's just playing with our minds. And yeah, Eleven basically attacks him. Attacks Stockman, I should say. And back with the other turtles, with Mikey and Leonardo and the other half of the Stranger Things gang, they decide to wrap up their weapons in cloth and then light it on fire so that they can fight the Demogorgons. Because I guess the Demogorgons have a thing against fire. So like, all right, this is pretty badass panel right here. Like, I love this page. This would actually be a pretty cool wallpaper, actually. Just Michelangelo and Leonardo fighting off Demogorgons with flaming weapons. And after they killed the Demogorgons, they realized that the people that were trapped in the bus, in the train, the transit, whatever you want to call it, the shuttle, that they're trapped in the other side. I guess they're trapped in the upside down world. And so the turtles decide, well, the only way to save them is to go into the upside down world ourselves. So yeah, the turtles go into the upside down world. We get like more with Donatello, Raph, Eleven, and Baxter Stockman, and he just kind of explains how he got involved in all this. So very briefly, his Mausers found some of the Demogorgons, or I guess the Demodogs, in the sewers, and he caught one of them, and then he created Mausers to basically mimic the Demodogs, and it can mimic their calls, their movements and stuff, and basically he'll be able to spy on them by putting, his own Mausers within the Demodogs. And eventually he sees Eleven, and he sees, like, that she has the power to open up a gateway, and he's not able to do it himself. And the only way to open up the gateway is by using Eleven. So that's why he captured her. So, yeah. Meanwhile, the more interesting part of this story, Leonardo and Mikey and the other half of the Stranger Things gang, they slash their way into the Upside Down world, where they come across the people that they were trying to save. And they're all dead. They're just a huge pile of corpses. And one of them is a Utrom that's just like really messed up, seems to be infected. And so one of the Stranger Things gang lights him on fire as like a mercy kill. I was like, all right, that's pretty sweet. This is basically what you would get from like the OG Turtles. Like, the OG Turtles had no problem with like murder and death and innocents being killed and just gruesome, gritty darkness. And it's like, that's why I love the freaking OG Ninja Turtles. Because usually, like, if this was anything else, the Turtles will, like, find the group of people that were kidnapped and taken to the Upside Down world, and then they'll save the day and stuff. But here, they're too late. By the time they show up, everyone's dead. There's just a huge pile of corpses, and you gotta, like, mercy kill some of them. It's like, yep, that's my OG Turtles. So, there's more, but I don't want to spoil everything. I like this. This has been, like, a surprisingly good read. I was not expecting it. I mean, first off, I have to check out any crossovers with the Turtles because I freaking love the Turtles. And I was just thinking, Turtles and Stranger Things, that's got to be like the weirdest crossover ever. What the hell are you going to do with that? And they've been able to tell a surprisingly good story. Like, I've actually really liked it. And they've done a pretty good job of keeping noobs like me, or at least noobs to the Stranger Things, lore and stuff. Pretty like within the know of what's going on. So yeah, I don't know the Stranger Things cast really. I know, as I mentioned before, I know about the Demogorgons and I know the Upside Down world, but I only know that because of Dead by Daylight. So if it wasn't for Dead by Daylight, I would have no knowledge of what Demogorgons or the Upside Down world is. And this series has done a pretty good job of making sure that I'm not lost. Like anytime they introduce things to the Stranger Things lore, they explain it and they do it in a good way. Basically, they'll have like one of the turtles ask like, "What is this?" And the turtles are kind of like the stand-in for the audience. Rather than just having like random exposition, you have the gang telling the turtles, like answering their questions, and then we, the audience who aren't familiar with Stranger Things, can learn and understand what's going on. So that's cool. I like that a lot because otherwise I would be just completely lost. So and the artwork is good too. Artwork kind of captures that old school Mirage style. I like the old school design for the turtles. It's also just kind of interesting to see their like old OG personalities, because like the personalities that a lot of people know and love now, it's kind of like a flanderized version of these characters. Like yeah, Mikey's kind of the party dude, but not to the extreme that everyone knows. Yeah, Raph can be a little hot-headed, but not to the extreme that everyone knows. You know, the old school, like Leonardo leads, Donatello does machines, Raphael is cool but rude, Michelangelo is a party dude. That's not necessarily how the OG Turtles were. I mean, it was like a little bit of that, but not to the extreme that we all know. So it is kind of nice to see like just the old school, more serious, gritty Turtles. But yeah, this is great. I love it. I highly recommend checking it out. And yeah, this is like a series that you can just jump in. You don't need to read all the other Turtle Mirage stuff. I mean, I guess it can kind of help a little bit, but you don't really need to. And as for Stranger Things, as someone who's never seen a single episode of Stranger Things, I am completely able to follow the story. So yeah, this is just something that anyone can just jump into and fully understand what's going on, because it does a really good job of keeping you caught up and in the know. So there you go. There's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Stranger Things, issue number 3 from IDW and Dark Horse Comics. It's great. It's surprisingly entertaining and fun, and just I highly recommend checking it out. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.